Sold out. Yeah, I did sell out. 3 nights, I sold Yankee Stadium the hell out. I'm a target. You ain't. Don't miss that target. No exclusive. They only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posting on Instagram? That's Meta, boy. Stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing and politicking as usual. They digging deep with narratives. It's embarrassing. They run out of characters, had to bring back up Cap again. Buddy took a check, I ain't even mad at him. But along with that check, got a sign of non-disparagement. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad as him. Yeah. I'm the one they can't control. You better be glad as him. $500 million back in the community. That's just good math for him. I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. There's really no comparison. Y'all check my stats again. I'm bringing folks home to their family. Laws get passed cause him. You can like it or not. We don't do no ass kissing. Ex-drug dealer. You might not like the packaging, but my presence is the president. My gift is rapping. Oh shit. Let's get on some Brooklyn.
Alright guys, welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes of Mike. I'm your host, Michael Beckford. And in today's topic, we're going to talk about Sellout University. Oh yes, we have a class, a new generation of sellouts. Well, some older, some newer. Either way, all the same. We'll get to it in a minute. This is 5 Minutes with Mike. Our news, our voice, our issues. Alright guys, welcome back to Sellout University. I'm going to talk about some of the individuals that are currently registered at this university. But before I talk about the individuals that are registered at this university or have a affiliation to this particular university, I'm going to talk about the fact that throughout history of Black America, even during the time of the slave trade, there's always been individuals that will sell us out, henceforth the term sellout. From the Negroes that were in the field to the Negroes that were in the house, which they were usually the ones that were primarily the sellouts, telling master, oh no, he wasn't working as hard as he's supposed to, master. And then unfortunately earning, the individual working in the field earned a brutal whipping at the time. So, fast forward from the time of slavery, then you had sellouts in the times of the civil rights movements. We've seen that with Malcolm X. He had someone that sold him out and obviously contributed to his unaliving. Has an individual that sold out the leader of the Black Panther Party, which also led to his demise, and so on and so forth. We have dealt with a history of sellouts, honestly, and it's because of these sellouts, which honestly, sellouts can be very dangerous, specifically to the Black community. They can be very dangerous because they look just like you and me, but they infiltrate us. They will go in and, virtually, what's up, bro? What's good? Blah, blah, blah. All in the while, they're working for the man. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes, usually whether it's something for gain on their end, whether it's, some money involved, or maybe their record gonna get expunged if they sell us out. Something's gonna usually obviously be to their benefit. Their benefit as an individual gain increases, but the community as a whole decreases. That's usually how it works when it comes down to these sellouts. So let's talk about the modern day sellouts now. The ones that, like I said, allegedly, right? Because I have to use the term allegedly, but I believe from any watchful observer that's in the black community, I can't speak of individuals obviously that are in different communities, but any watchful observer that's in a black community can tell that these individuals have done some sus things that makes them, being a part of this exclusive university. All right. So the first person we're going to talk about is the rapper Jay-Z. Now, Jay-Z is still one of my, as far as rappers concerned, one of my favorite rappers of all time. He's in my top 10 list.
This episode of 5 Minutes with Mike is brought to you by the upcoming children's book Mila Don't Do That by Michael D. Beckford and Mila D. Beckford. You turned on the stove without my permission. Mila, don't do that. You knocked over the toys and now you made a mess. Mila, don't do that.
Mila Don't Do That is now available for pre-order. Link in the description below. And obviously he's probably in the top 10 of a lot of hip hop heads and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a dope MC. No doubt about it. But Jay-Z's recently made some moves that kind of allowed him an admission into the sellout university. So, what was those movies? Well, one of the moves was back a few years ago when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling, and Jay-Z came to the NFL's defense based upon obviously a deal that he got with the NFL to do the Super Bowls. Now, no one still has seen the specific terms, meaning i.e. how much money he made off that deal from the NFL specifically. Apparently he still has the deal because his group Rock Nation still puts on the Super Bowls, right, each year. But either way, Jay-Z came in and said, you know what? Hey guys, we're over kneeling, basically. We're over kneeling. We're over that kneeling stuff. We passed the kneeling. All the while, Colin Kaepernick was at the height of his career, and he decided to make a stand against the injustice when it came down to police violence, when it came down to the George Floyd incident. He made a stand, or I shall say he kneeled, to show, hey, I stand with those that are in these situations that are unfavorable to them because of the dominant society, the weight that the dominant society has placed upon them. So we had that situation where Colin put a knee down, and Jay-Z got the check. All right. Now, the next thing, Jay-Z recently, there was this Target boycott. Now, honestly, the boycott contest has pretty much fizzled against Target. I don't know what's really going on with that. Now, during the height of the boycott, around the time that Trump was reelected, and then there was all the stuff with the DEI and things of that nature. Target was one of the main targets that the black community decided to go after because they were one of the biggest proponents at one point when it came down to diversity, equity, and inclusion from their products, from their distributors, black-owned companies that they distributed to their stores. And then, unfortunately, with the election of of Trump, a lot of that stuff has changed. And so, yeah, the black community revolted. And, Target lost a lot of money in the process. So, Jay-Z, decided that this year to release his vinyl album exclusively through Target. So there was another thing that the black community was like, whoa, bruh, whoa. We over here trying to, do this boycott thing. And then once again, you go cross party lines, essentially. And so, yeah, he got a lot to question and answer for. And I know Jay-Z recently, like I said, I love his work as an artist, and he recently sold out, claimed that he sold out the stadium in New York, Yankee Stadium, 3 times over. It still doesn't negate the fact that people feel the way they feel. All right, let's talk about another individual that's actually is the professor of, Sellout University, and that's Jason Whitlock himself. When it comes down to first of all, Jason Whitlock, he is a former football player turned, far right commentator, and also Deion Sanders hater. But for the most part, anything that has to do with black, Jason Whitlock, for the most part, is usually on the extreme other side of it when it comes down to our issues. So this is one of the reasons that makes the professor, Mr. Jason Whitlock, a sellout. Also, let's talk about someone that pushes the Fox News agenda with a black face, and her name is none other than Miss Faulkner, right? She kind of has that. She's doing basically what Candace Owens used to do when Candace Owens was a part of another news organization. Now Candace Owens is on her own; she's more independent. I thought about whether Candace Owens should be admitted to this university. Some say she should, some say she don't. I don't feel like she should be at this point in her life because I believe that Candace understood the assignment, meaning that she was being bought and sold essentially to make up lies in regards to the black community. And I think that, since then she's kind of done a U-turn. So I don't think Candace, in my perspective, deserves an admission into the sellout university at this time. But Harris Faulkner, who pushes this Fox News agenda that is extremely anti-black, oh yeah, she definitely belongs a part of this university. Now, we got a big mouth dude. His name is Charleston White. This dude flip-flops worse than any politician I know. I mean, when we see the situation that happened with Carmelo Anthony, and he was talking about he was riding for Carmelo Anthony. Then he's created these T-shirts with the watermelon felon shirts, and he was, allegedly supposed to sell these shirts and stuff like that. Man, this dude he's a pariah for our community. It's good sometimes to have a big mouth like him to express his voice, but when you do some clown-ish like that, bro, you definitely get your admission papers accepted into the sellout university, my bro. You definitely are getting accepted into the sellout university. So welcome to the university. Your professors and administrators will love you, Mr. Charleston White. Now, to this goofy behind politician known as Tim Scott. Tim Scott was running an election a couple years ago. He's running for president. I'm just to say he was running for president a couple years ago, and then he decided, his campaign wasn't going to be fruitful enough to be able to get the candidacy. So then, he lobbied Trump. He did everything he can to kiss the ring of Donald Trump to be a part of Trump's administration and or vice president. I think, he was running for VP at the time. And well, all behold, Trump actually called him out about how, much of a politician Tim Scott is. And for the most part, alongside of that, some of the things that Tim Scott actually spearheaded that would have been great for the black community, his buddy, Trump actually destroyed those things. And alongside of why Tim Scott is actually, he's a, political, individual when it comes down to the sellout university, is because honestly, as of late, he hasn't been doing anything for black people. For the most part, he will sell his political card to the highest bidder, and most of the time, it ain't gonna be us. Now, let's talk about the athlete, RG3, Robert Griffin III. Now, this dude, who's, he has a snow bunny wife, which is cool. All right, no problem with that. That's what he feels. That's what he should. But issue is, he was going back and forth, about a year ago with the Clayton Clark and Angel Reese situation, which that's those women, I should say, gonna be beefing from for the rest of their WNBA careers, from college to college. They're always gonna be duly connected. But RG3 made some comments that kind of gave the black community a side eye. when it came down to the way he commented and his Snow Bunny wife was in the background on the podcast is just agreeing with him. And he just said some real slick-ish in terms of, Angel Reese's character versus that of what, the media likes to paint Caitlin Clark as just this angel in our midst. You know what I'm saying? So RG3, that's not the only thing. When he was at ESPN, I thought he was just, I thought RG3 was just, he was not it. He was not it. He was not he was not of the culture when it came down to us. You know what I'm saying? Us that, us of melanated skin. He was never of the culture. And so that's why this particular athlete is also a part of the Sellout University. His admission papers have been accepted. Now, good old Clarence Thomas. Oh my gosh. I mean, your parents know of this guy. You know what I'm saying? He's been an administrator of the Sellout University for a long time. A long time. Not only is he a bad judge, but nothing he does reflects that of his skin tone. It goes into saying that, just because they skin folk don't mean that they for you. He is the very definition of that. Everything that good old Clarence Thomas does, for the most part, is usually, and allegedly, I have to say, an anti-black agenda. Okay? Once again, Mr. Thomas has been a part, in my mind, of the Sellout University for quite a bit of time. No one in the black community that has a brain in their head likes Clarence Thomas for the most part. We all understand that he does not have an agenda that reflects for the goodness of our people, for the goodness of black people, that is. And so there you have it, guys. Just some of the representatives, because they could have gone on to many more. We also have some other, candidates that are possible candidates to be admitted into a round of Sellout University. But as far as this phase goes, here we are. These are all the candidates. These are all the individuals that have been admitted into our Sellout University. I'm disappointed in Jay-Z because I felt like he at one point was very pro-black in the way that he was moving, especially with a wife like with a wife like Beyonce. But I believe, allegedly, when it comes down to Jay, I think that the almighty dollar speaks more volume than his own people. All right, guys, you have a blessed day. You let me know who also needs to be accepted into this university. Have a blessed day. This presentation of 5 Minutes with Mike is brought to you by the groundbreaking book HOMEBOYS by Michael D. Beckford. See what other individuals have to say about this book. Then grab your copy today, wherever books are sold.